Coach, what did the game film show you from Saturday after you've had some time to look at it?
Well, I'll tell you, it showed us all. We had a chance to in the football game. It was, 7-3 at half and down by 10, started the fourth quarter. So we played toe-to-toe for a great period of the time, but I think the thing you see is I think they're a very physical team. They wore us down a little bit. They made plays, and we didn't make plays that we needed to make.
When you have as many young guys as you do, what is the approach on that? Is I just hope they grow up quick or just game by game, or how do you handle that?
Well, we don't talk to them much about being young. We talk to them about playing how we need to play, our expectations, and we have some good young players. We really do, and I love our team. I love our players, and especially our young guys. They're awfully talented. And I think the thing you got to do, you just have to coach them and be positive. We don't accept mediocrity. And I say, well, we're just young guys. No, that doesn't get it done. Hey, let's go play.
Some of the drive killers on the penalties. They seem like easy fixes. Are they in your mind?
Well, you know what? You'd think they would. I think the noise, and it concerns me because we're at home, and noise level at home shouldn't be a factor, but I think that's the thing that bothers our guys a little bit. And we do some noise things during the week, which really should help us. But I think a little bit more than the noise so much, with a little bit of anxiety, nerves. Those are fixable. They really are. But we got to fix them.
And Oklahoma State, their defense, the talk is this could be one of the fastest Ds they've had in a while there in Stillwater. What do they show you?
Well, they look awfully good. They're awfully good at defensive end. Their front is outstanding. The linebackers are good. The one linebacker from here in San Antonio, and awfully good. They've got good corners. So they're a really a good defensive football team.
Coach, what do you say to those fans who went out and maybe were a little disappointed with that first home game?
Well, I say stay with us. I was a little disappointed with that first home game too, and I think our players were also. So I think again, it's one game, and we are what we are. We are a young program. We are a young team, but I really like our guys. I like where we're headed.
When you recruit guys, I'm sure playing those big-time college football programs and being one yourself is part of the recruiting pitch. I'm sure they envision more of that Arizona game than the Kansas State game, probably.
Well, I envision more of the Bacone Northeastern game, just winning big than losing by a little. No moral victories. No moral victories. Again, we're just out here to compete, to win. And again, it's our schedule. It's who we are. And but again, I like our schedule. It's tough. Guys came here. They want to play big-time football, and that's what we're doing.
I'm not trying to date you here and get you mad at me, but on Saturday, will you look across the sideline and say, I've been doing this a long time. I coach that guy that I'm coaching against.
No, you know what? I hadn't really thought about that, but Mike was a great player for us at Oklahoma State, and has been an outstanding coach now. It's just really a thrill for me to see a guy like that that's in a new program that's doing well. I don't want him to do well Saturday, but he's done well so far.
When this team is dealing with new young guys, and you kind of being one of those new young guys, what's the challenge in trying to grow up as quick as possible via the schedule that you got to face?
Well, the biggest thing is, just trying to fill that role that I was placed in, being behind Tristan Wade last year and now taking his position. There's a lot of faces out there saying, you need to do better and you need to get the job done. And I just feel like, if we just play our game, all the young guys, we just all stick together, play our game, then, we'll get the job done.
What's the mentality when you just faced a Big 12 team, didn't go your way, and now you say to yourself, wow, we're about to go on the road and face another Big 12 team who's going to have another good offense?
Well, the beauty of things is, we'll come back and we get to face, like you said, another big team. And, if that doesn't go well, then we got the next week. And got the next week. It's a long season. So I feel like we'll get the job done this week in Stillwater.
What were your thoughts on Saturday? What kind of went wrong for you guys on Saturday?
I just feel like when we came back out in the third quarter, we were kind of stiff. We didn't really do what we had to do like we did in the first quarter coming out. We're on fire coming out. But in the third quarter, we're all kind of just dead, and then, they kind of wore us out as the game went on.
Did you kind of feel a little deflated after going into the locker room after what had happened going into the half?
We felt pretty confident going into halftime. We were making plays, making big plays. It was 7-3 at halftime or whatever, and we just, like I said before, that's something that we're struggling on this year is coming out flat in the third quarter.
Give me a little, if you can, a little feel of what you guys are physically right now after you've gone through half of this kind of gauntlet of four games. How do you guys feel physically going into Game 3?
Oh, we're fine. You know, we're ready to play, step up and play any opponent. So we're good about that.
Oklahoma State hasn't, lit up the scoreboard, I guess, against Central and Central Arkansas. What have you seen on tape from them?
Well, I mean, we haven't really sat down and watched tape just yet, but from what I've saw watching, their games, they don't look as electric as they have been in the past. They have the same receivers back, but we're going to play our best against them and get the job done.
Do you feel like covering these big guys from Kansas State and Arizona helps prepare you to cover some more big guys, or does the challenge get any easier?
Oh, definitely, yes, sir. It does help us a lot. That's why we're playing these teams, so it prepares for these Oklahoma State teams, and even getting into conference, it'll help us manage these receivers.
Just talk about going out into facing the Cowboys and facing a big crowd like that and into a tremendous facility and what you guys' thoughts are about doing that.
Well, we've been there before, so we know what to expect. Main thing is to stay focused. Don't let the crowd get to us. Offense, keep the ball moving. Defense, get them off the field, give the ball to the offense, and let's just do our thing.
When you made your choice to come here to this school, is this the kind of game that you were thinking of that helped turn that tide, or was it winning conference championships? What made you have that decision to come here?
Well, I mean, it's going to be baby steps, I feel like this is our year to do what we need to do. What made me come to the school really is just the way the coaches are. They treat you like family. And the same as the players, we're all a big family. And, at home, I have a big family, and that's what we're all about. It's just, just loving each other and picking each other up when we're down. And that's exactly what I felt when I got here.
What's the mission in picking yourself back up after these first couple of games and getting ready for a road game now?
Yeah, it's tough, always taking a loss. So, we just got to bounce back, forget it, drive on, like Coach tells us. And just got to practice hard and get our reps in and, prepare for Oklahoma State.
The penalties were some drive killers, but what do you see specifically that the offense can do to push on through?
I feel like our offense can move the ball against anybody in the country. We just, once again, we can't keep shooting ourselves in the foot. We did that at Arizona. We did that this past week as well versus Kansas State. So I think a lot of things we're doing to ourselves, not so much what the defense is doing to us, but we're harming ourselves.
Is that an easy fix, you think?
Yeah, and we have a lot of young guys as well, so we're still trying to mesh and get things going. But I feel like that with a lot of more practice, we'll be all right.
Is that a stressful thing that you say a lot of young guys, but yet you got a big road test coming? Is that a concern to grow up quick?
I don't think it's so much a concern. It's just like those guys haven't had the experience yet, so you have to get acclimated to stuff like that. But it just doesn't come overnight. You have to really work at it and be persistent at it.
What's the challenge in picking yourself back up and getting ready for a tough road game?
Right. I think we played well the first two ball games. We know that if we eliminate some of those penalties and some of those turnovers in the first ball game, that if we execute better in the second ball game, then we come up with a victory or two. And we really do feel like those are teams that we can beat. And if we execute our offense better and put some points on the board, we're going to help our defense out and pull one of these out. Oklahoma State, they're a good team, and we're excited about the opportunity.
Some of those penalties that are drive killers, is the fix as easy outwardly as it would seem to us?
Right. It's very fixable, and it's crazy how they came at the worst times. They really did, and it's bad luck, and we're going to try to get it corrected.
With so many young guys, is it a cross your finger thing, and we got to grow up quick? And how do you handle that with so many young fellas?
I felt that way before the Arizona game. Honestly, I felt like we were a young team, and I mean we were in that big environment and down there in Arizona, and it was time for us to grow up. And I really do feel like we've grown as a team. We've grown closer, and these two opportunities to get better have really made us better.
What's it like having two games that are so different offensively between Arizona and then Kansas State? What is that like for you mentally?
Right. I think you see how in Arizona I think we had like 90-something plays run, and then this time we only had like 60 or 70. So you can see Kansas State slowed the game down. They want to play at their own tempo, and that whether it's running the ball or whatever it is, they're going to try to control the game and control the ball as much as they can.
OSU's defense, I mean, the word is, and maybe one of the fastest they've ever had in recent memory. What have you seen on them?
Right, they really are a fast team. That's what I told them earlier. Their secondary is really fast, and the coaches sent them out there with a plan. They execute it well, and the linebackers play well, and the defensive lineman is fast as well.
So you're saying you want to run more plays, and if we see that play count go up, that'll be a sign that you guys are playing your game?
Right. I think if the play count goes up, that's more of us controlling the ball game, and the more plays we run, the more opportunities we're going to have. So the more opportunities we have, the more we're going to score, and I think that really is, there's a correlation there.
Maybe what didn't go well offensively against K-State?
I mean, same thing as Arizona, just some few mistakes down the road and definitely some penalties that we definitely need to clean up, kind of self-inflicted stuff that we can control. And so that really put us behind the chains. And, we got in third down and long a lot, and we really didn't convert much.
Some of those drive killers, those penalties, does the fix appear as easily as it can be fixed as it does to us?
I mean, there was a couple on me. It was just, simple communication stuff between the center and the quarterback and stuff. And we just weren't getting the snap count. It was a lot louder than we expected. And so a couple of those were on me, just some false start stuff. It's an easy fix.
As one of the seniors who's dealing with so many young guys, what's the challenge there? Do you hope they grow up quick, or how do you address that?
The best way to do it is, that experience of getting in the game. And so just, the farther along we go, I feel like it'll be a lot easier for them. But especially, just getting those jitters out when you're young, it's really hard. It's a new environment, a new atmosphere, and you got to get used to it.
In the K-State box score, I believe you had 4 receptions, but it felt like you were all over the place. What do you do when the ball's not in your hand to make sure that you're impacting the offense?
Definitely. Obviously being tight end, I'm blocking every play and stuff too. So, just whatever my job is to be on that play, just, do it to my best of my ability and, set up for the run for Jarvion, whoever's in the backfield.
Did you say it was so loud that you couldn't really pick up the snap count?
Yeah.
Is that because there were so many K-State fans?
I don't know if it was a mix of the K-State fans or our fans together or what it was. But, yeah, there was just some miscommunication. We were just kind of going on, a snap count and then going on just a silent snap count from the center and stuff. So there was just some miscommunication that we just got to get picked up and cleaned up at practice this week.
So what do you say to those fans who maybe are screaming during offense?
Just a little more quiet when we're at work. It's just, especially being in the Alamo Dome, it's closed in. It's, the sound really resonates in there. And so, yeah, just when we're on offense, a little quieter.
You laid out for that one-hander, and I've seen you lay out for a couple in practices as well. Is that something that you've always tried to do? Or?
Yeah, no matter where the ball's at, I'm going to make a play on it. You never know what's going to happen like that one. Got a fingertip on it. It actually fell right in my hands and then kind of just squirted out at the very end. But, yeah, I'm going to make a play on every ball I have the chance to, and so see if I can, make something happen.
Have you become a YouTube sensation yet since you carried that guy a couple
I don't know, yeah. I've seen myself tagged in some videos, but, yeah, obviously it's out there somewhere, but who knows.
Because when I saw the replay, for a second I was like, what? David actually reached back to hold on to him.
I really didn't, yeah. At first I just thought he was holding on to me, and then when I started walking, I didn't feel like any really, I didn't feel him dragging. I was like, oh my God, he's on my back, and so I was just trying to stay up as long as I could.
Offensively, what's been really clicking for you these last couple of weeks? You've had a couple of really big games.
We've just been, putting in a lot of work, and during the week, we've been, game planning. Obviously, Coach Brown and Coach Coker, they've been doing a great job, and so them just kind of getting me in the position to make plays and kind of getting me mismatched.
The K-State coach was very coy when he was asked about you. Did you feel yourself being schemed against?
Yeah, definitely. They were running backers, walling me from the inside because we got a lot of stuff breaking over the middle for me last week, and so I could definitely feel the presence of them on the inside of me, walling me to try and get me across from the middle and something. But it's just it all boils down to what we do, and so it just.
Do you think you can carry 2 players on your back?
That I'm not sure about that. I guess we'll have to see.
Now, the Alamo Dome's really loud, and Stillwater's going to be even louder.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing to prepare for that noise, and how to adjust all these mental errors that we're having on these penalties?
Definitely. Like I said, Oklahoma State, Boone Pickens, it's going to be a loud stadium, and so we just have to really communicate. And especially during practice, we do a kind of a thing called chaos, and we just have a huge loudspeaker right behind us, the whole practice, and it's just, you can't hear anything, and it's all hand signs, and it's really makes you work on your communication and getting everything situated and stuff. And so I feel like a lot of that will definitely come into play this week.
So you guys are halfway through this gauntlet of 4 games. Give me an idea what the temperature is with your teammates right now.
I think the positive and the mindset's definitely still up there. Obviously you want to win every game, but I feel like we've played well and we know that we can play with these teams, but mistakes down the road have just killed us. So, I feel like if we just clean that stuff up, we'll be all right.
Are you guys beat up after these 2 games?
Yeah, we're beat up. They're obviously all big physical teams, but, nothing, we've come away with no serious injuries or anything like that, just, football bruises.
And what are you expecting out of the Cowboys?
They're going to be just like Kansas State. They got a big defensive line, big offensive line. I think they throw the ball a little more than Kansas State, but, we're ready for a dogfight.
You definitely made a reputation for getting a lot of yards after the catch. What is your mentality when you catch that ball and you come down on the field?
I just know that when I catch the ball, there's going to be guys coming after me, but they're going to be smaller than me. And so, even if I fall down, I'm getting another 2 or 3 yards. And so I just try and keep my feet as long as I can and be smart and do what I can.
You want to be Jason Witten or you want to be Mark Bavaro?
Jason Witten, definitely. I saw him last night, game winner, yeah. So, yeah, definitely.
Okay, how do you explain all the penalties in the first half?
Well, I have to say just mess-ups, just mental errors.
What was the atmosphere like? Maybe did some nerves play into it a little bit?
A little bit of nerves. How do I say? We hadn't really been used to a big crowd yet, so, kind of helped even set us back a little bit.
We heard it was really, really loud, especially on offense. Was that the case?
Yeah. The fans showed much love, so it got really hype in the atmosphere.
When you're dealing with a young ball club like you guys are, so many new starters and young players, what's the challenge in getting everybody to grow up quick, knowing the schedule that you've got?
The challenge really comes from just preparation. Who we have to play. We play big teams. We have to get big real fast.
It sounds easier said than done.
Yeah, that's the problem. We have to just practice, deal with it. Grow up.
So many young guys and new starters on this team. What can you seniors do to help them grow up quick, given the schedule that you faced week in and week out?
Well, I like to lead by example. I mean, in everything that we do, us seniors, we got to go, 100 miles an hour and just, set an example for them in practice. And then also, I like to give a little bit of words of inspiration in the locker room, and everybody's doing a great job of doing that. And it's not just the leaders that are leading it's not just the seniors that are leading right now. And I think the young guys are really embracing that.
Can it sort of be a forced way of growing up when you think about you faced Arizona and then K-State? Does that really amp up the process for these young guys, you think?
Yeah, the bar's been set high. Right now, the only level of competition that they know is, we just face, Power 5 conference team. Arizona is a ranked team as well. The level of competition is very high, and hopefully we keep playing on that level. We got to win, though.
Some of the penalties were drive killers, offensively. Does the fix appear as easy as it appears to us? Can those penalties be cleaned up that easily? Or?
They definitely can. We just got to be quick on our feet. We needed to change our snap count to silent count because it was kind of loud in the dome, and that was the first time that we've ever had to change it to where the center snaps the ball on his own cadence. And because we couldn't hear bogey because it was loud, and which I can appreciate our fans being that loud, but it was something that we could have handled a lot quicker, and we will in the future.
You want your team, you want your fans to rah rah rah, but I guess if you guys got to change, you need to be sure and execute that change, right?
Right. I have no complaints about our fans. I thought the turnout was awesome, and they were very rowdy, and I appreciated it. And I wish we could have given them a better show, a better turnout.
From everything I've seen and read, OSU may have one of their better defenses in recent memory. And up front, Coach Coker was saying tough, so quite a challenge for you guys up front this week.
They're definitely, their defensive line has always been really good. And we got to bring our A game like we do every single week. And, we can't make those mistakes that we've been making.
Thank you, sir.